Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight. Thursday, the 23rd of June 2022. Remember, we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. Go onto our Facebook page, share our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's our live stream. Let the 5,000 contacts on your Facebook account know about Real Talk with Saieed Ali, the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. We are also on YouTube. Go to TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live, viewers. So just do that. A couple of seconds. It's quick, it's easy. Just go on your Facebook account, the social media account, like and share on Facebook and YouTube, viewers. So Trinidad and Tobago, more than 300 telecommunication service workers of TSTT were served with retrenchment letters as the company restarts its retrenchment exercise. However, the workers and the Communication Workers Union, CWU, are planning to take the state agency to court again as they see the action by TSTT as high-handed and against the law. The union had initially served the workers with retrenchment letter at the end of May, but the CWU filed an injunction in the industrial court blocking the move. Elder is now calling on the Minister of Public Utilities, Minister of Finance, and the Prime Minister to intervene. He also added that the union plans to file another action in court. So viewers, 300 TSTT workers were served with retrenchment letters. That is 300 workers in Trinidad and Tobago will be on the breadline. 300 of them going home, 300 of them with family to mind, 300 of them with loan mortgage to pay, 300 of them have to pay for school for their children, 300 of them have vehicle to maintain, 300 workers have bills to pay every 30 days. How are they going to manage? Now, I wonder what the NIS and BIR board have to say. Now that the NIS and BIR will be dropped by 300 workers, can no longer sustain the NIS and BIR and health surcharge. What is that board going to say now? They're going to raise the age from 65 to 70 now? A set of clowns. Math seems to be a very hard thing for those in authority in Trinidad and Tobago. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Okay, sorry to switch gears on you, right? Last week Sunday, well, the incident with the police, with the bandits getting shot in Taruba there, by Brian Lara Stadium, right? The McDonald Jacob, I don't know what he was trying to say or do, but here's what I'm puzzled about. Right? The government, Parasal Rari and everybody, telling the officers, sign the gang bill, sign this bill, and the media and everybody say the blood will be on there on the UNC hands. UNC signed all the bills. What's happening? Even Gary Griffith was there at the time as commissioner. What he has to say about it? Because it's the gangs doing all the killing. And if Jacob cannot find a solution to arrest the gangs, he should step aside. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Kiss Baking Company has increased the price of its bread by 11%. The price increase will take effect from July 1st. In a press release, the company stated that the 33% hike announced by the national flour mills were severely impacted the company as flour is its primary raw material. The company noted that following a review of all raw material inputs and making every effort to minimize the impact, they have no choice but to increase the price of bread. So Trinidad and Tobago, I have a question for you all tonight. And tonight I want to hear from you because this is concerning you. It's Bacchanal Thursday right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. So here it is. National Flour Mill not too long ago announced that they have wheat. We have flour to last us the rest of this year, meaning the rest of 2022. You come and you release a bulletin that you're going to raise the price of flour by 33%. Now, why didn't National Flour Mill give the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago a 30 days notice of their price increasing? You came out with an announcement Tuesday and Wednesday, you raise 33%. Now, keep in mind, at the end of this week or at the end of the fortnight, the salary remains the same. Your salary at the end of this week or the fortnight would remain the same. You will now have to dig deeper into your pockets to buy flour, to buy macaroni, to buy bread, to buy doubles, to buy aloo pie, and everything that is associated with flour. Now, listen to this. Those places that sell food, their price is going to go up almost immediately. Because if National Flour Mill send out a notice on Tuesday this week and Wednesday they raise by 33%, by Thursday, a new price structure will be introduced to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago from all business places. As long as you're dealing with food, you're dealing with doubles, you're dealing with anything concerning rice, flour, you're going to get a new price Thursday morning. Now, all those small parlors, the mini marts, the small groceries, the big supermarkets, let's just say they buy flour 2 weeks back. They would actually make a 28% increase on the old stocks come Thursday morning. Come Thursday morning. And Friday or Saturday, when you collect your pay, automatically your grocery bill goes up as of Thursday morning. Food will go up Thursday morning, which is this morning. New pricing. Now keep in mind, your salary didn't go up as yet. National Flour Mill have flour to last us the rest of this year. They came and hit us a price increase Tuesday for Wednesday. Thursday morning, everything went up in Trinidad concerning food. And Saturday, you get your same $1,000 or your $2,000 or whatever the case may be as your salary figure. Why didn't National Flour Mill give a 30 days notice to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, indicating to them that as of the 31st day or the 1st of the following month, National Flour Mill will increase its price on flour? Now that would give the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago a sense of savings until the next 30 days. Because at the end of that 30 days, your budget for grocery will go up. Your budget for buying food on the outside will go up. Your budget for going in the restaurant will go up. Your budget for packing food for your child to go to school will go up. Your budget for you carrying lunch to work will go up. Did they think about it? And by the way, I want you to understand something. Ukraine is not the only supplier of wheat. I want to let you do a little maths. Who is bigger in supplying the world with wheat, or let's just say flour? Is it China or is it Ukraine? That's a little home lesson. And I will be so much surprised to see how far China is leading. I will be so surprised. It's sad, you know. It really, really sad what is taking place, you know. And you know the thing about it is that the government always saying, we can't do anything about it. The government can't do nothing about it. But the cabinet taking decision to raise gas price. What are we going to do? What can we do, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? When they kill a criminal, a black man in the United States, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago gone mad. We protesting all about for a criminal who got killed by police in the US. Where is that movement today? Where is it? Minister of Trade and Industry, Paula Gopiskun, has assured that the government is seeking ways to ensure that the poor and vulnerable are not severely impacted by the increase in flour price. I go pause right there. Pensioners getting $3,000 a month. With an increase in flour, with an increase in rice, with an increase in macaroni, with an increase in bread, do you think the pensioners, we're talking about a standard salary of $3,000, do you think the pensioner would continue paying $1,000 in grocery, or is it going to go up? Paula, where are you? Is your maths mathsing? Following this announcement by National Flour Mill of a 33% rise in flour price, the minister was answering questions in the House of Representatives related to the price increase. Gopiskun stated that the increase in wheat price is not something that TNT could control. And although other CARICOM countries have also increased the price of flour, TNT flour is still 19% cheaper. You see, this is something the government is always do. And this will always be our damn downfall in Trinidad and Tobago. You know why? We always comparing ourselves with some other country. So Paula, the cabinet in Guyana took the decision to remove VAT from their gas price. Why our country didn't do that and follow them? Mayor Motley's cabinet in Barbados took the decision to reduce gas price. Why we didn't follow them? So they so like to compare Trinidad and Tobago with other countries, I should say. Why we then meet with them? You as a trade minister, you're so educated. Why didn't you sit with the trade industry in Guyana and the trade industry ministry in Barbados and find out What strategy or solution they use in reducing the gas price? Their cabinet didn't make a decision to say, well, you know, Ukraine and Russia fighting, and because of that they're on war, we go raise the price of gas. No, they didn't do that. We don't see a cabinet who money hungry for power and wealth. They did that to us. They did that to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So here it is. Gopi Schoon stated that the increase in wheat price is not something that TNT could control. Although other CARICOM countries have also increased the price of flour, TNT's flour is still 19% cheaper. How high is our gas price? And in both we want to compare our TT dollar with the US dollar. She assured the population that the government is looking for a solution in support of the poor and vulnerable. Listen to this.
Most of the countries in CARICOM have increased the price of flour at least once this year. However, even with this increase, it is to be noted that flour in Trinidad and Tobago will still be on an average of 19% cheaper than in other CARICOM countries. Let us admit that this is not a simple solution. This is in fact quite complex. But government wishes to give the assurance to the population. It is not expected that this will result in a similar type increase in the cost of the finished items. It is also expected that retailers will seek to control their markups having regard to the current situation. But I give the assurance to the population that government is actively looking at solutions in support of the poor and vulnerable in this particular circumstance.
Now Trinidad and Tobago. Gopi Schoon noted that the increase in price is a temporary situation and both local producers have already given a commitment to adjust price in line with future conditions. What is temporary? How long is temporary? So the pensioners who get $3,000 a month and now have to dig into their pocket, let's say $500 more they have to spend. How temporary is that going to be? How long this word temporary is going to take effect? How long? What's the time span? Like I said, we have rice industry in Trinidad, you know. Because the agriculture sector in Trinidad barely surviving. Call a good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Saieed.
To you, my friend.
So I raised the price of gas 3 times and nobody had riot.
Thank you.
So here what? You see this time? You see flour? I was telling somebody only yesterday, this flour increase is going to bring down the PNM government. And the riot will start, all the rest.
Thank you, my friend. You see, what Paula Gopi Schoon should have done, being a leader, since you so care about the vulnerable and the poor family in Trinidad and Tobago, you should have confronted Nutrimix. Hey, I ain't afraid to talk, you know. I ain't afraid to talk, you know. Now listen this. All you have to do, go to them as a minister. As a minister and let them know, hey, you want to increase your price? Not a problem. Let's give the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago a notice. A notice. Chicken going up. Will I realize that? Gas went up. Will I realize that? Flour going up. Rice going up. Bread going up, macaroni going up, aloo pie going up, doubles going up, sahina going up, chicken roti going up. All that talk now, man. And what we said, we like it so. We go march for a criminal getting killed in the United States. But we swallow it with pride here, and we stay in home, and we go bite stone and eat. The minister again reminded persons that this government has been supporting vulnerable persons since COVID-19. Listen to our wonderful trade minister.
We all know that this is an international circumstance where global food prices have been affected. This is not something that is particular to Trinidad and Tobago, and therefore government has been reacting since COVID in terms of support to the poor and vulnerable. And we will continue in this particular circumstance, understanding that flour is but the most basic food item, to look at a response very, very soon in favor of the poor and vulnerable.
Now understand what I'm saying, citizens. I'm not against them raising the price, you know. But in the manner in which they did it. You tell us, citizens, you don't have to worry. There is no shortage of flour. For the rest of 2022, we will be able to supply you all. And boom! You know, all you got to pay a price increase. We tell earlier Tuesday and Wednesday, dig in your pocket deeper. And all the places that are selling flour, boom, shot, you got a 28% increase on your old stock. On your old stock. While the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago now, today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, let's say tomorrow's pay, you're digging deeper now into your pockets. Let's just say you're going at an average $200 or $300 more. Because come Thursday morning, as of this morning, you will pay more for chicken roti, more for aloo pie, doubles, sahina, whatever the case may be. Or as of Monday coming, you know what? You have to look for a night job now. Because after you work from 8 to 5 during the day, you have to look for a night job now for extra $200 or $300 to cover your expense. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Well, they closed down sugar in Trinidad, they closed down the rice plantation in Trinidad.
Yes.
Well, Guyana going to plant wheat, we got to buy wheat from Guyana.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, but what we going in Trinidad? The agriculture sector going.
Well, I want to hear what the agriculture minister coming out with now. Thank you, my friend. So remember Trinidad and Tobago. You are looking for cash? Don't know where to go? Contact Realtalk Group of Companies. Numbers are 2386716, 3391670, or 2427690. Remember, Saieed is a licensed money lender and he's willing to do business with anybody in Trinidad and Tobago. As long as you have your security, a little collateral, or even cash, you need a loan, it's not a problem. Contact us. We are located at 14 Caribbean Savannah Road in Shogunas and 132 Sipero Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. Call us, set up an appointment, come in, sit down, we'll have a chat, and we will do business from there. From there. As easy as 1, 2, 3 and getting a loan, you know. Yeah, as easy as that. Moving along, Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali have stated that it will cost the government $2.5 billion in back pay alone to cover the Chief Personal Officer's latest offer of a 4% wage increase over 6 years instead of 8 to the public sector workers. He stated that the labor movement rejection of the initial 2% offer for 2014 to 2021 will come at a steeper cost. Remember, this is the same man who said, you will get your back pay. You will get your back pay. But you may end up without a job All remember that? How many of you remember that? In June, Finance Minister Colin Mimbud also stated that whatever amount the back pay is, government would have to borrow to cover it. Listen to this.
Whatever back pay that has to be paid, we'll have to borrow. And again, I want to stress that point. We are running a deficit budget. We have been running a deficit budget in Trinidad and Tobago now for the last, since 2009, as far as I can recall. So if you take all those years together, 12, 13 years, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has been running a deficit budget since the crash, the global financial crisis of 2007, 2008.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we in a crash now. The $1 billion they was going to take to give to Sandals, not by talking Sandals, you know, but I just want to bring up points earlier. The $1 billion that they didn't have to allocate, the $1 billion that they already had that they were going to give Sandals to build a hotel in Tobago, where that $1 billion gone? That is $1 billion plus the $1 billion they took from Heritage and Civilization Fund. That is $2 billion. Where did all the money go that were contributed to Trinidad and Tobago during the COVID-19? Hundreds of millions of US dollars. Where did that go? Where did the treasury money go? But it is yet to tell us. How much money do we actually have in the treasury of Trinidad and Tobago? Because when PNM took office 7 years ago, approximately 7 years ago, our Prime Minister said to us, the 11 citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that we are in a crisis. We have money in the treasury to last us 3 days. And out of that 3 days came a $3 million painting. Now let's say something. Let's say something, Trinidad and Tobago. All they're getting tonight is just the facts. No wonder why we call it Bacchanal Tuesday. Now listen to this. Meanwhile, a motion of no confidence in the Prime Minister was moved by Joint Trade Union Movement, JTUM leader Ansel Roger. Roger stated that the role of the government is to protect its citizens and create conditions for economic growth and material prosperity. Have we seen that thus far? No. He said copies of the motion would be delivered to President Paul Weeks, the presiding officer of the both the House and the Representative and the Senate, to the opposition leader and sitting chair of CARICOM. I ain't hear nobody saying nothing in Trinidad. We ain't rioting, we ain't protesting, chicken going up, bread going up, rice going up, flour going up, gas going up, oil going up. And we quiet. And we quiet. I will continue to make noise on TV. I will continue to bring the truth to you, to open all your eyes, all your blind eyes. That is what I will continue doing. Because I want you all to be educated. I want you all that when you hear you go in the grocery and you see sugar selling $10 a pound, hear what's going on. You stay right there. I go buy 2 extra tin of condensed milk and I go put a spoon of condensed milk more in my tea. You see, we don't know how to go around the corner, or we don't know how to cut to fit. Some of us don't know that. Some of us don't know that. Flour price affected me. You want to know why? Because I have to dig deeper in my pocket. While National Flower Mill telling me, Saeed, we have flour for the rest of this year. You don't have to worry. And boom, shot hit my stone in the back of my head. Saeed, you know you had to pay more for it? Really? Really? I done make plans of this weekend, what I going to do with my salary. Now I had to cut back on that plan now and take that money and put it towards the grocery. So I end up without a plan this weekend. I end up without our shoes. Minister of Health Terence Singh have stated that partygoers are not required to wear masks during events, but are still urged to consider all the risks, particularly the possible arrival of monkeypox, before taking that chance. However, the public is still required to wear masks at all times in schools and other public space. Asked to explain the logic behind this, Singh stated that at this time, the wearing of masks in public school is the correct thing to stop spread of COVID-19. Hey, this man's so stupid. Well, listen to this man.
Because we feel at this time that the wearing of masks in public and in schools is the correct thing to do to stop spread. Whilst the wearing of masks in other situations is optional, we still give the advice, and I will give it again, exercise your personal responsibility. So if I go to a public event, I will wear a mask. If I feel I need to go to a fete, I will wear a mask. But the regulations still stipulate that you wear a mask in the public domain. To protect our children in schools sitting down close to each other, we recommend that they wear a mask. But we urge all persons to wear their own personal risks and take the appropriate measures so that you don't contract either COVID or possibly monkeypox. Okay?
Hey, Singh, hear this now, boy. It better you to just come out and say it is required to wear mask in Trinidad and Tobago. It is still mandatory, and shut your trap from there. I'm telling you. Jam naked, how much? About 20,000 of them going jam naked. No mask wearing, COVID-19 spreading like that. We had stink and dirty fed people by the thousands. And it's stink and dirty COVID-19 spreading. Singh, let me tell you something. Here what you had to do. You said before you go to do a press briefing, here what you had to do, Mr. Man. You had to revise your script before you go. Because your writers and them embarrassing you as the Minister of Health. That is what they're doing here. It better you just say, well, you know, it is still mandatory to wear masks in Trinidad and Tobago, and this is all I will say. And stop! Full stop! It's such a shame and disgrace to know that is the way you answer a question. Thousands of them jamming naked, and thousands of them stink and dirty fed, but you studying in school children and them. School children and them who sitting down, writing in a book and they wearing a mask whole day. You are studying these young toddlers and them. Huh? But it's a stinking shame and disgrace, you know. Call a good night.
Yeah, good night, Sai.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, I'm talking about my money inside Water Credit Union, Kawiku. They join up with customs and they make it Kawiku. They are owing me my money 10 years before I about 5 years I retired from Water, and up to now I still haven't got my money from the credit union.
Thank you so much, my friend. So here it is. With the entertainment sector on its way to recovery and large gathering allowed, members of the public have been calling on the government to revisit its face mask law. Singh was questioned on the usefulness of a mask in reducing the spread of COVID-19. Given reports of fewer people without masks at large events and low COVID-19 numbers. However, Dayal Singh stated that the government is always concerned with large gatherings where people are not wearing their mask. He urged persons to be careful and don't assume because there is no suspected case or confirmed case of monkeypox that it is not here. Listen this.
We are always concerned when we see large gatherings where people are not wearing their mask as they are entitled to in these gatherings, because we in these private settings you don't necessarily have to wear masks. But we continue to urge people to be careful because, as I said earlier, don't assume because you don't have a suspected case or confirmed case of monkeypox, it is not here. The same assumption we asked you to make many months ago to assume the person next to you has COVID, now do the same thing with monkeypox.
Dayal Singh, I will tell you something. The mask didn't help from the beginning and it would not help in the end. It didn't. Sorry for saying that, but it did not. While he understood the level of frustration among the public over adhering to the standing COVID-19 mandatory mask regulation, Dayal Singh also said, masks are one of the main reasons for the low infection rate. He added that everyone should engage in personal risk assessment.
I know it's uncomfortable. I know people are just tired of adhering to public health measures. I get it. But this is what the world has brought upon us. This is our lot to bear. And I think for the continued protection of our loved ones, we need to be careful and weigh your risk as you party or engage in any social activity that you may be endangering yourself and your loved ones.
Dayal Singh, when we had Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago earlier this year, you studied about mask wearing? Asking a question. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
My friend, go right ahead.
Saieed, I have 3 quick points here. Right?
Talk to me.
Number one, right? I don't really take on the answer again because my book is dotation.
All right. You go take it off.
No matter why, I want to believe that someone at the financiers bring 2-3 containers of that mask and they're just trying to push it out now. Right? So he's just trying to force people to wear on the mask. Now, my second point, right? I heard Paula go to school make a statement. I was saying that this flower increase will be temporary. How she know that going to be temporary? She controlling the outside forces to know when the price will go back down. You ever see a price went up and went back down in Trinidad? No, I just asking a question here,
I understand.
I just asking a question. But I want to make reference to the 2020 election. You remember for the election, right? The PNM supporters came out and they were saying that they rather eat grass once PNM win the election. I don't know if you remember that. They were saying that they would rather eat grass and let PNM win the election than let the UNC win. Well, here what's going on now. Or they better make sure that they draw hard enough because that grass is in time coming. And my third point is that I was reading the papers last week, right? They hold a businessman somewhere in Waterloo for unlicensed firearms. Now, let me tell you something, right? I want to touch on this topic, but just briefly. People now cannot get a FUL because McDonald Jacob and Fitzgerald Hines stopped the whole process. For what reason, I don't know. Because they say in an investigation going on and up to now they cannot charge the former commissioner. So where's the point of holding back people FUL who qualify and have all the requirements to get a FUL? What are they doing now? Or they're pushing people to go and purchase unlicensed firearms and keep it in business, keep it in their home. Let me tell you something, if I was a businessman, I'd carry them to court for the long run. Because let me tell you something, people are applying for the thing now, And the man just watching everything and the pilot and boxes or somewhere and nobody taking it on. And people now going to turn to online to protect themselves and their family side, and that's how the gun trade will not start back in Trinidad, and I'm still going on telling you that. Anyway, you enjoy your night, sorry.
You too, my friend. The Asing further noted that with the removal of safe zones, the ministry has not been monitoring face masks wearing at parties, given that things have evolved. Listen to them.
So you may recall, in those days, we had the safe zone concept, and we have done away with all of those things. So in these events, we are not insisting on masking. Things have evolved, things have changed as we come to the end of this phase of the acute COVID pandemic, because the safe zone concept, which we launched last year, October, I believe, is now out of the window.
I could tell you something, citizens. COVID ain't going nowhere, you know. COVID ain't going nowhere. COVID didn't pack up the luggage and fly out of Trinidad. No. No. There are still cases in Trinidad and Tobago. People are still asymptomatic carrier. They are still that, because you will get a flu today and say, well, you know what is the flu? And when you check yourself and you do your test, oh, COVID-19. You know what? I ain't going to report that now. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Kola, good night.
Good night, Saeed. This is the original imitation vaccine vagrant.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Terrence the Terrible, he have no shame. He doesn't understand his 4,000 people die under his watch because of mismanagement of the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he did, he turned it inside out, upside down, and it makes no sense. So I don't like it. But I want to talk about my partner, Reggie. You know Reggie?
Yes.
Right, listen to this. This thing he's doing with this affidavit, it's very, very similar to Sat Sharma and a fella by the name of Matt Nichol.
Mm-hmm.
When that case collapsed, the fella by the name of Magistrate McNichol was not, or was unwilling to go into the box to be cross-referenced or cross-examined based on his written statement. His written statement is tantamount to an affidavit. If you give a statement, you basically say this is true. So when you went into the box, the case collapsed. At that same time, you know Patrick Manning didn't want to go into the box for that case. So that tells me they're running on parallel tracks. It means that the likelihood of happening going to be the same thing like the Sat Sharma case. It's going to collapse, and those fellas have the wings are ready to fly based on the incompetence of this current Attorney General. Now listen to me now. Look at this argument. If that case failed in North America, is it tantamount to misbehavior in public office? Because as a senior legal man representing Trinidad, you put in a false document. It is false paper. So I think we should be looking to charge him after when the case failed. I'm going to have a nice night.
Thank you, my friend. I understand where you're coming from. Here it is, viewers. Minister of Health Terrence Singh have called on more persons to become blood donors now that there is a new and easy appointment system. He stated that the country has 20,000 committed donors who pledge 1 unit of blood each year. But this was nowhere close to the meeting the demand of persons in need of blood donation. Dancing noted that the objective was to recruit 1.5% of the population, 20,000 persons within 24 to 36 months, and if each person gives blood 2 to 3 times yearly, the ministry would collect 40 pints a year.
Our objective is to recruit 1.5% of the population, which is basically 20,000 persons, within 24 to 36 months, and if each of them give blood about 2 to 3 times a year, we'll be collecting 40,000 pints per year, which is our strategic objective.
Now, this is where the tricky part comes in. You all will be shocked. Here it is. The Darcy noted that the objective was to recruit 1.5%, right? Okay, good. Listen to this. He stated now, it costs taxpayers $40 million a year to process 20 pints. This is $2,000 in processing fee for 1 pint. Listen, Minister.
$2,000 per pint to process blood, regardless of whether that patient lying in a bed in a private hospital or a public hospital. And if you multiply that by 20,000 pints a year, which we currently do, that's $40 million a year.
Can you hear that? The other thing added that this call for desperation. No. Meanwhile, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parashram has clarified that receiving a vaccine, such as the COVID-19 or otherwise, does not disqualify persons from donating blood. He stated that most persons will have a vaccine at some point and added that nothing defers somebody from giving blood if they had a vaccine.
Most people in the world will have a vaccine at some point in time for something. So there's nothing that debars or defers somebody permanently from giving blood if you have a vaccine. It's a temporary thing, usually 2 to 4 weeks maximum, and then you can give blood freely after that.
Caller, good night.
Good evening, Mr. Said.
My friend.
Said, I was wondering, y'all think them don't have no shame. These people really feel people have blood to give in this country after this last 7 years PNM was in government. People don't have marrow in their bone for what these people are doing to them. Right now, it are men committing suicide because they have nowhere to turn. They're just so frustrated. Children out of control. Everything is chaos in this country. And this man could come to this population and ask for blood. Yes, see them are really mad. But on a serious, let me tell you something. You see a drunken man would grab on top a block of iron to save himself under desperation. And that is exactly where Rowley is right now. Because he came into politics and became the Prime Minister under the pretext of the big corruption buster. He was going to solve corruption in this country because he bring down his political party, the PNM, under Patrick Manning, and then he come into government and say, here what? He's going to line up all the UNC corruption people and send them to jail. So far, not one person faced the court and is convicted as yet. I know what he do with Vincent Nelson, who turned state witness against Ram Logan and this other fella. Ram Logan and David Dino in him. He went against them to try to make a case against them. He didn't get through. So now we bring this AG, Armour, to try to use all the evidence that he have in the Piago airport, thinking that was so long ago, nobody would not know about the matter, that he was involved in it, and try to make a conviction now to use he to prosecute the same man who he was defended. This is the kind of hypocrisy that's going on in this country. And we want CCJ. Let me tell you something. If that CCJ existed in Trinidad and Tobago, how could Trinidad be locked up right now under this PNM? This total dictatorship that is taking place. We have to be very careful where we tread in. Rowley, in his last days, wants to make sure that he leaves a legacy, that he convicts somebody in the UNC to say, this is what I came and I said I was going to do. Look, I do it. And that would never happen. Have a good night, Mr. Said. Enjoy the rest of the program.
You too, my friend. Although there are rumors that a US-based company is the government preferred bidder for the Point-of-Peer refinery, the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, OWTU, Patriotic Energies and Technology Technologies Company Limited is still hoping it can acquire and resume operation at the refinery. OWTU President General Ansel Roger stated that the company stands ready to make the purchase. Roger claimed that there was never any genuine intention by the Prime Minister to give Patriotic a fair chance to acquire the refinery so that ordinary people could take control and lift the economic standard of this country. He accused the government of being dishonest with the handling of the refinery, which he said was the people's asset, which is correct. Roger added that if Petrotrin was still operational, there would be no need to increase the cost of fuel, which the government did on several occasions. So here it is, viewers. If Roger is saying that they are standby and ready to purchase the refinery, what does he keep back? Why is the government allowing a foreign entity to come in and take the refinery? Why not give it to Patriotic Energies, who Roger is saying that they are standby and waiting to purchase? If they are waiting to purchase, why not go ahead? Call it good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
My friend, how about you?
Good, good, good.
Nice.
The other thing, I want you to give, to send the Davis report and go into Parliament and get all your blood you want from those blood suckers there. That is what you have to do, the other thing.
Thank you, my friend. Minister of Youth Development, Foster Cummins, has appealed a judge refusal to grant him an injunction to stop opposition Senator Jayanti Lakshmidal from publicly speaking about his private and confidential information. Cummins' attorneys filed a notice of appeal again on June 10th, a decision for Justice Nadia Kangaloo. Kangaloo refused to grant him the injunction against Lakshmidal, saying she was not satisfied there was a need for one. Cummins also wants injunctions to stop Lakshmidal from repeating his private banking and personal information, which she presented at the UNC Monday Night Forum meeting on May 16th, and to get her to remove recordings of the meeting on all platforms. He also wants her to remove all defamation comments placed by the third party on all social media platforms. The matter has been set for hearing on October 17th. Hey, this is a big matter, you know. This is a big matter with Cummins, you know. But we're keeping a close eye on it. A 23-year-old Morvan woman is in police custody after she was found with an assault rifle and ammunition at her home. Northeastern Division officers visited a house in Leotard Street, Morva, where they found a AR-15 and 26 rounds of ammunition in a wardrobe. She hung it up as clothes. The woman was arrested and is expected to be questioned about the gun. Members of the Northeastern Division Intelligence Unit and the Northeastern Division Task Force also assisted. Congratulations, officers. Job well done. A carpenter who was charged with sexual offense against a girl appeared virtually before a Princeton magistrate on Tuesday. The 39-year-old was charged with sexual penetration and engaging in sexual activity in the presence of a child. He was placed on $250,000 bail and was ordered, as condition of the bail, to stay 300 feet away from the victim, not to visit her home or school, and to report to the Princeton police station twice per week. The man is to reappear before a Princeton magistrate on July 19th. That's the air. Throw up the air, let the public see it. Look at that. Look at that weapon. Just imagine that hanging in your wardrobe and you have no license for it. That is something, eh? That is something. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Listen, I wanted to know that Imbert say he is not responsible for the high price of flour.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was so high and he is so short, he couldn't reach that height.
Oh God, my friend. Hey, I look good, I look good, I look good, I look good. So Trinidad and Tobago, back to reality. Back to reality. Are you satisfied with the almost immediate effect that National Flour Mill have placed on the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago with the rising price of flour? Are you satisfied with that? Do you think a notice should have been given? I think so. I think so. Because at the end of the week, the consumers will have to dig deeper. Whatever arrangement they were making for the weekend, they just have to stop. They just have to stop because that will be additional money now going towards grocery. It's sad. It's really, really sad. Yes, we understand cost of living is going up, but oh gosh, just imagine some places are saying that they are going to hold on. Some places are saying that they are going to hold on from increasing their price. They're going to absorb it as much as possible. Now I'm going to tell you something. If doubles raise come Friday morning, what we're going to do? We're going to blame the doubles man? No, we cannot blame the doubles man. Imagine you're paying $64 or $65 for double for 10 kilogram of flour Tuesday, and come Friday now when you get paid, you have to pay $95. Imagine that. Imagine that. Look at that big gap, that big difference. So if the doubles man and the people who selling the pulori and the aloo pie say, well, you know what? You're paying $1 for one pulori, or you're getting 2 pulori for $1. Imagine that. What can we do? We can't do nothing because at the end of the day, they have to make a living also. That's their job. What are we going to do? We can't do anything. So this is where choice comes in now. Budgeting comes in. Viewers, you are viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's Thursday, the 22nd of June, 2022. Our rerun of this program is tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and we'll be right back here on Friday, the 24th, for another live episode of Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Remember, viewers, if you're looking for cash, contact me. I'm a licensed money lender. Until we meet again, be safe and enjoy the night.